Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome. My name is Katrin, and this is my very newborn channel, Light of Polaris. I'm a channel, I'm a medium, I'm a messenger between the spiritual world and this world. And I'm excited to be back with another video. It's actually just my third. So it's all still very exciting and new. First of all, I want to thank my first subscribers that I got after I released my video yesterday. I'm very excited, and I wanted to say a big thank you for the subscriptions and the nice sharings and comments I got. After releasing the video yesterday, I could tell that something in the energy was moving. I was talking about how I know that there is a certain soul collective out there that I am here to connect with, to bring through messages, and I can feel you in the energetics, but of course there is not a lot of physical evidence there yet because it has to grow now. But after releasing my video yesterday, I could tell that something was activating in the network, and the energy got supercharged over the course of the evening, and I stayed up until I think like 3 in the morning because the energy was so intense and so charged, and I had it wasn't easy to calm down and to settle it for the night. So but when I woke up this morning, I already could tell that the first more specific messages want to come through, and I got a download. So the message I had yesterday was more in a, I'd say like for a broader general collective. This one feels very specific. So this is something that's is meant to reach a certain person, and I very much hope that you will find the video. So I received some energies. Well, at first there was a pink stream of energy, and it felt very much connected to the heart space. It was a very sad energy. There was an undertone of sadness and longing, and it felt very juvenile. So it immediately made me think of inner child energy, and then I saw one of those crowns that little girls would put on when they're putting on a costume, and when I saw like this crown, it was a little bit tilted, but then it got rearranged, and so there was like back on the head and looking good up there. And that was the moment when the energy changed from the sadness and very volatile, I'd say, to a sense of toughening up. And at first I thought, is it a hardening? But then it felt more like somebody pulling themselves out of a deep sadness that has been lingering there since childhood. And it actually felt kind of empowering. And the funny thing is, because I got several references for media, like books and films, and this is not unusually for my way of channeling, but it was quite present. So maybe it's maybe that's something that's important for the person this message is for. So the this moment of, you know, like rearranging the crown and this shift in the energy from being sad and vulnerable and lonely into empowering. And I saw the character Elle from Legally Blind. So like this transformation from her like being this fun-loving superficial girly girl that makes this transformation by going to how do you say, legal school? You know, she's studying to become a lawyer, and she has this whole transformation process, and she becomes a force to be reckoned with, but in her own way. Okay, so and now I get the someone's guides is saying like that's important. This bit is important. Okay, this in her own way. Because she's making what others perceive as her weakness, or why people don't take her seriously, and making fun of her and thinking she's ridiculous, and very naive to think that she is able to make something like that happen, like becoming a lawyer and pulling through. But she is making this her biggest strength, that people underestimate her. And what people think is her weakness is actually her biggest strength. All right, so that was the first bit, and then the energy changed again, or let's say like the visuals I got changed, and I suddenly saw a fox. It was a white fox, and it was wandering through the snow. That was when I got the second reference, which is a book. I immediately thought of a book. It's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Macquarie. And it's actually it's a lovely book. It's more like it's an artist who made those beautiful illustrations, and it always reminds me a little bit of the Little Prince, Le Petit Prince, and it's very heartfelt, and it tells the story about a boy that's getting lost, wandering around alone looking for a home, and then on his journey he meets a mole, a fox, and a horse, and all of them continue on this journey together. And it's a book about friendship and about finding each other, and it's about being like everybody is unique, everybody has their own little quirks, and everyone is special in their own way. And even though they are incredibly different, and at the beginning the mole is a little bit afraid that the fox might eat it, but they become friends, and that seems to be important and significant as well. So there you have this topic again of everybody is different and everybody brings a certain strength to the table, and that is important. Okay, now my voice is crackling up a little bit. That's okay, yeah, the topic of self-expression. Not being afraid to express yourself in your very unique way, because that is what makes you special. And okay, they're saying something about like what's your strength and what you maybe consider a quirk or not valuable might be another person's treasure. So, okay, and then the fox, back to the fox. Okay, the fox was wandering through the snow alone, and I could tell like that there were the footprints in the snow, and it was like a snowy, icy desert. And it was all alone. And then it looked over its shoulder and sat down and looked straight at me. And it was like I got the feeling as if it was waiting for something. There was this sense of anticipation, and as if it was expecting something from me. So what this is telling me is that the person this message is for, there's a certain kind of action that you are supposed to take. And yeah, the fox is nodding. There's something you have to do. But it's interesting because this fox is sitting very still, and there's no rush. There's no pressure. It's just sitting there and waiting, and it's still and it's patient. But yeah, it's just waiting for something. And I thought that was interesting, and that's all I got from like the visuals. So I thought we could maybe draw a few cards and see what this is all about. Okay, and just when I looked up, it was 1:44 on the timer. So yeah, the person who this is meant for will know. Which deck? Okay, this one. So what is it that you're supposed to do? Like, what's this action you are asked to take? All of them? Yes. Okay. So there's some kind of unfinished business. We've got unfinished symphony. Does it focus? Focus. Yeah. So there is some kind of unfinished business, and there is this egg, and there is, I don't know if you can see, there's this face inside the egg, and this woman dressed as a clown sitting on it, and it, like, for me, it's like this, there's something wanting to hatch from this egg. Eggs always speak to me about potential. Yeah, potential. There is some kind of potential. And we do have the young card and flexible. And this flexible spoke to me about like the counterpart to the young card. The young card, as you could say, like the masculine energy, the structure I hear. Okay, so you're being asked to be more flexible. There's some kind of balance that's needed. Okay. There's this card with TikTok and the clock, and when I pulled the card, I immediately felt a sense of anxiety. So there's somebody, like, you know that there's some kind of action you want to take, and you do feel some kind of time pressure. And coming back to the fox that is waiting very patiently, your guides want you to know that the anxiety you feel about, like, the pressure and that you have to do it and that time is running up, that's in your mind. That's some kind of belief that is at work here. You've got all the time in the world, they're saying. But nonetheless, of course, like I said, there is some kind of action they ask you to do. It seems to be some kind of adventure. Like, there's something in the unknown. There's something in the unknown that you that feels kind of adventurous to you, and you don't know where it's gonna lead you, and you don't know what kind of what to expect. It's interesting. It feels chaotic to me. Like the cards are lying all over, and I'm kind of, it doesn't feel like I'm in my usual energy when I'm bringing through messages. That's interesting. Because, like for me, it's always like that when the energy, like the way the energy comes through and the way I am receiving it and the way I'm channeling is significant for the message itself. It tells me something about the energy. So there's like, okay, we had I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over. So stick with me. We'll work through this. There's this unfinished business. And right now, for me, it looks like all the cards are scattered all over the table. It's a mess. It's chaotic. And there's this, I can literally hear like the ticking sound, like as if there was a bomb that's gonna like explode any minute if I don't solve this puzzle. Oh, okay. If I don't solve this puzzle like now, something's gonna happen. Okay, so that's some kind of belief. Like that's maybe the belief that we were talking about earlier. And that's not true. Not entirely true. So, yes, there is something you are asked to do. Yes, there is some kind of unfinished business. But this, the anxiety and the pressure and the feeling like the need to do something now is not helping. It's not helping. And now I'm drawn to, in the young card, it looks like fireworks, like somebody's holding fireworks in their hand. Yeah, and if that blows up, it's going to hurt you. That might be hurtful to you. So I don't want to jinx anything, or it's not like, I don't feel like it's going to hurt you like in a bad way, but it could make things more complicated or even more chaotic. Or usually it's just like you're making it harder than it has to be. So what your guides, and it seems like there is like a certain, like you have a very certain idea in your head about how things are supposed to be, how they should be. And so they're asking you to be more flexible about that. And I know it's easier said than done, because those beliefs that we have, they are sometimes, nasty, persisting little beasts. So now I rearranged the cards and they are a little bit more, there's a little bit more structure. So, things are rearranging. They're in a different order than before. Okay, so you have all the puzzle pieces you need, but you should allow for them to rearrange themselves. Sometimes it's just a little tweak. Sometimes it's just a small thing that has to change. Okay, so the unfinished symphony. It's like in a, there are only, I forget how many, but there is only like a limited number of notes and tones that you could play, and you can arrange them in different ways so that different melodies are coming out. And if you just change a few notes. Suddenly it's a different melody. So you do have all the ingredients, but it seems like you're a little bit stuck on how they are supposed to be arranged. So you're being asked to let go a little bit. And there's one card I haven't talked about yet. At the beginning I thought I knew what it meant, but I'm not too sure anymore. It's about exchanging gifts. Does it focus? 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 Yeah. Okay, yes, I'm drawn to this ballerina fairy figure, and that's interesting. I've been dreaming about dancing on my toes. I just remember I've been dreaming about ballerinas. Okay, so this is about balance. This is about balancing on your toes. Okay, there are several things in here. First, there's this balance between the yang energy, like the structure, you could say like the masculine energy that's all about structure and getting things done, moving forward, this kind of stuff. And then there's the card of flexibility, which speaks more to me about the feminine energy. That's more like the yin energy. It's more moving around. So there is this balance that you are asked to find. And there always has to be like an exchange of those gifts between them. And that was what that was my first hint when I saw the card. But what is that bit about dancing on your toes? There's something in there. I'm sorry, I know, like the message is getting long. Which is not unusual for me, to be honest. Oh, okay. This is a deck. I think I've never used it before to pull messages. It's really weird. I don't finish sentences. My thoughts are all over the place. I guess this is speaking to your energy. Yeah, my outer experience are a reflection of my internal condition. That's the first. Like I say, like the energy is all over the place. Order needs stillness. Like in order to see how the things are supposed to be rearranged, you need stillness. Okay, through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. So this speaks to me about like this, finding stillness, find Like, look inside for answers. Be still, like the fox that was sitting in the snow. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. There again, it is again, the peace. The peace. So you will find peace over faith by looking inside, by finding stillness. And the last one is, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. It's about a perspective shift. Like it's the question of how do you look at the world? Through what lens are you looking through? I'm not... Oh, okay. So, I just was a little bit confused and not very satisfied with this reading because I felt like I was all over the place and I didn't really come up with I'm not really able to wrap it up, like to come full circle and give you a conclusion. Or I mean, I kind of did give you something that you can work with, which is stillness, but it didn't feel like enough. And that's a message in and of itself. Like, you feel like you have to do something more. You have to be active. You have to be in this yang energy. But this is a very clear message from your guides that stillness, looking inward, and just being is what you need right now. Otherwise, you might find yourself having fireworks exploding in your hands. And yes, there is an unfinished symphony, but that's how it's supposed to be right now. And you're not supposed to know what's going to happen. Yeah, it is an adventure. It is something that you have no idea what's waiting for you, but that's how it's supposed to be right now. It wouldn't be much of an adventure if you knew what was coming. Yeah, then there is the exchanging gifts, like the balancing between the yin and yang, the moving forward, building structures, like wanting to have things like figured out in a certain order. But sometimes we need to be a little bit more flexible. We need to allow a little more room so that things can rearrange themselves, and that we make space for unexpected things to come through. And when I'm looking at it now, I see, like, look at those two cards. They're quite similar. Like this, they're like the numbers of the clock. They're flying all over the place. It looks like it's exploding as well. So, okay. One last thing. It might seem counterintuitive, But the more you allow stillness and the more you create this space of just looking within and sitting still, being still, the faster things will progress, because you will receive the answers that you need so that you can move forward in a very, like in the fastest and directest way possible. That's it. That's it, my friends. So, yeah, I know my messages, they tend to get a little longer. Nevertheless, I hope it served you, and I really hope you'll find it. And I wish you the best of luck. I know this energy can be a little bit confusing and annoying, really. But it's actually I like it. It's a good energy because there is something out there for you. There's something happening. Actually, you just need to allow the space for it to come through. And then I think it feels like things will move pretty quickly after that. So I hope it helped. Feel free to leave a comment or a subscription or a like. That will be very, very helpful. And that's for it now. And I hope to see you maybe in the next one. Bye. Take care.